Rolling on another brand new hour of the Steve Gruber Show. Glad to have you here. I am the voice of reason out there in a wilderness of strange stupidity. Glad to have you here as we fight for you from the foxhole of freedom in Studio G. It's a great way to start your week right here with me. Three big things you need to know this hour. Number one, did you know that the insurance companies are flying drones over your house to see what you're up to and maybe charge you more or cancel you altogether? Number two, a bill aims to bring firearm safety classes to Michigan schools, something we've talked about here a very long time. Apparently, they've been listening to the Gruber Show. Good for them. And number three, I want to share this with you. A warning, and look, it used to be, I just read the DNR site here in Michigan. It used to be that when they tested fish and told you what you should eat and what you shouldn't eat, they just put it face first into the grinder, right? Boom, ground the whole thing up. And then they would test it, right? Now, apparently, they're only testing fillets. And I bring this to your attention because there's a headline here at MichiganNewsSource.com. Toxic tides. Michigan expands PFAS fish warnings. Michigan just tripled the number of lakes and rivers where anglers are told not to eat the fish, even if they catch it themselves. The new Eat Safe Fish guidelines, released the 2nd of June by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, tighten the state's PFAS safety limits and trigger do not eat warnings on 98 water bodies statewide. That's up from 33 last year, according to Bridge, Michigan. Look. So it used to be that I had some issues with the way they tested fish. Now they test them differently. Mercury and PCBs are the biggest concern. Bluegill, by the way, are the best fish to eat out of Michigan waters. Many other fish have restrictions, consumption restrictions. And the Eat Safe Fish guideline is updated regularly. But not all fish and not all, guidelines are updated every year. So you can go and you can get in there by county at the Michigan.gov, and you can find, Little Traverse Bay, Grand Traverse Bay, Green Bay, Little Bay to Knock, all over the place. Bluegill, yellow perch, and panfish, the best choice. That's what they say here. Brown trout are limited. Carp do not eat, they say. Do not eat carp because of what they are. Coho salmon, 1 or 2 servings a month. Lake trout, 6 per year. I wouldn't eat lake trout anyway. Whitefish, 6 per year. And I'm just looking at it. That's certain places. And they've got listings for every county. And every lake, Elk Lake, Ellsworth Lake. This is in Antrim County, by the way. Intermediate Lake, Lake Bel Air, Lake Skagabog. Anyhow, when it comes to PFAS, that's what I wanted to focus on here from the Michigan News Source article. PFAS, a group of man-made forever chemicals found in everyday products like cosmetics, cookware, waterproof fabrics. New research shows they're far more hazardous than they were once thought. Fish are absorbing them in alarming amounts. These chemicals have been linked to cancer, hormone disruption, fertility issues, and immune system problems. It brings you back to Wurtsmith Air Force Base. These chemicals are a problem. State health officials now advise against eating any fish with more than 49.6 parts per billion of PFOS. That's the most common PFAS compound. That's 6 times more strict than the 2014 limit. One environmental group welcomed the updated guidelines, but warned Michigan's still playing defense. The real message here, according to Erica Bloom of the Ann Arbor-based Ecology Center, is that we have to turn off the tap on these chemicals or we're never going to get anywhere. Well, the problem is these chemicals have been around for a long time and they're in the environment. And it's a problem. If you are concerned about what's in the fish, go ahead and read the advisories. But the stuff's ubiquitous. It's everywhere. Sadly, it's everywhere. All right, meanwhile, some folks in Lansing, elected officials, backing a bill that would allow schools to offer firearm safety programs. Again, this comes from Michigan News Source. This is your entire news day at MichiganNewsSource.com. My news company, and something you should be looking at if you want to know what's happening in your state of Michigan. House Bill 4285 would create an elective firearm safety program available to all schools The curriculum to be developed by the Michigan Department of Education and the Michigan Department of Natural Resources. Course materials will include proper usage and handling of firearms, safe cleaning and maintenance of firearms, and safe hunting practices. Like most northern Michigan residents, I've loved the outdoors for as long as I can remember, said State Representative Parker Fairbairn of Harbor Springs. He's a co-sponsor of the bill. My brother and I attended hunter safety years ago, and we still enjoy hunting together with our dad. I'm proud to support legislation that will allow schools to offer students the opportunity to take hunter safety. Pretty good idea, actually. Look, I've said this for a long time in this program, so I'm going to say Parker's right about this. We have, 300 million guns in America, maybe 400 million guns in America? Depends on who you ask, right, to get at a number. Guns are here. They're not going anywhere, so teaching firearm safety is critical to the safety of our state, to our country. If you're going to encounter a firearm, it's probably best that you know how to deal with it. If you are otherwise uninterested in owning a gun, you should still understand how they work. And how they don't work would be just important. What they can do and what they can't do. By the way, this course in Michigan schools would also meet hunter safety requirements for obtaining a hunting license. So says Kurt Vanderwall of Ludington. In communities like the one I represent in northern Michigan, hunting isn't just a pastime, it is a long-held tradition and a way of life. But learning the safety of the sport is key for young and aspiring hunters. I agree with that. Look. It's one thing I've said in this program. Some of you like it, some of you don't. I don't have a problem at all with the 8 hours of instruction, or is it 16? Maybe it's 16 hours of instruction that's required in Michigan to get a concealed pistol license. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with people understanding how the equipment works. This whole idea of holding guns upside down, stupid stuff, don't do that. Understand the equipment, how it works, how to operate the equipment, just like being taught how to run a car down the road without running it into the ditch. Knowing how to operate firearms, I think, is critical. I think that's a great idea, by the way. Parker Fairbairn, I tip my hat to you for doing the right thing here. We should have him on the program to talk about it, by the way. We should, and I will. And then, still to come, we'll talk about these insurance companies looking at you from above with their drones. Yeah. Trampolines, swimming pools, unfenced areas, danger spots. Well, your insurance company coming in and looking down on you. Yeah, it's happening. Make no mistake. We'll talk about that coming up as well. Around the corner, Sam Dorman will be here. A Washington correspondent covering politics and the courts for the Epic Times. Sanctuary City lawsuits. We're going to talk about that coming up. Epic Times, one of my favorites, by the way. Good conservative conversation with the Epic Times. Straight ahead on the Steve Gruber Show.